And now, another episode of the Game Changers podcast with Sydney and Luke Hurst.
Welcome back to the Game Changers podcast. It is Luke and I today. We did not do any sort of sports news on our last podcast. So today we're just going to give a lot of sports news, talk about things going on in the world, catch up a little bit. Yeah. First thing is Luke comes home soon.
Yeah, a week from yesterday, so less than a week, 6 days.
Yay! I'm so excited. Guys, I'm so excited.
And then I have to leave, I come back here for 2 weeks, and then I go back home.
Yep. Very excited. It's good news. It's good news because let me tell you, it is weird being without your twin. Plus Archie misses his uncle, so definitely needed.
That crazy dog misses everybody. He's gonna lick my face for an hour.
He is. He licks everybody's face but mine. The other day, Mom and I came back from a walk, and it was warm out, so we're both sort of sweaty, whatever. We come back in, Archie goes straight to Mom. And just licks her face. Nothing, no interest in me. Then he comes over, then I get up, because I'm like, all right, well, I'm over this. He obviously doesn't want to see me. So I get up, he looks, he stops licking Mom, he looks at me. He's like, where are you going? So I sit back on the couch, gives me one little kiss on my hand, and then goes right back to Mom.
I think he likes Mom more than you, honestly.
One kiss. He likes everybody more than me. But whenever he's tired, he likes my lap instead of everybody else's. So I will take it. Anyway, but yeah, he's currently napping. So perfect time for a little podcast. Do you have any updates in your neck of the woods?
It's cold. Very, very cold.
Yeah. Like how cold?
Today when we woke up it was 32 degrees.
Ew.
The real feel was, the high today was 48.
No. That sucks.
So
right now it's 61 here. So.
Very cold. Yeah, it's been nice there. Hopefully it's nice there next week when I'm on there.
Don't you dare bring the cold.
Play a little bit of golf.
Yeah. Don't you dare bring the cold. Just saying, don't you do it.
It's supposed to be a little chillier, but
yeah.
It's not going to be that bad.
Hopefully. Gosh, I'm hoping not. But, yeah. So, with the football season kind of moving through, there have been some very exciting and interesting games, especially in the SEC. So, Oklahoma upset Alabama.
Yes, they did.
That
was a big game because that was Bama is in the playoffs still,
yes.
Probably,
yep.
But if they lose one more game in the next, like they can afford to lose 2 games in a season and probably still make it, but them losing one early, like before they get to the conference tournament, is pretty big. So
it's huge, and yeah, the games now, not that they weren't important before, but now they're really determining like playoff contention. But Oklahoma Oklahoma was the guest team, and they stole a 23-21 lead, and they won, and they were ranked 10th, 11th.
Who?
Oklahoma was.
I think they were ranked 10th.
I think they were ranked 10th, but they won over number 4 Alabama, which was very exciting. There were 3 very, very important turnovers, which I really noticed. Everybody knows that whenever you have something like that, but it really flipped the momentum and switched it, and that's kind of really what did it for Bama to lose.
Yeah, Alabama was 4th, and they went to 10th. Oklahoma.
So they basically switched.
Oklahoma was 11th, and they went to 8th.
Oh wow, yeah. So, but I love watching the upsets because you never know who's going to win. So the SEC is pretty exciting, but that was a really, really big game, and really fun to watch with the turnovers and just the exciting momentum and everything like that. But on the other end, my lovely, lovely Gamecocks. We are figuring out more ways for Gamecock fans to hate the Gamecocks. to really disappoint us and to hurt our hearts in new ways. So it's very innovative.
Yep, I got a text from Jules like halfway through the game.
Oh
And
my God.
at halftime it was 30 to 3.
30 to
And
3.
she goes, "This is unbelievable." I said, "Yeah, I can't believe it's
Me
actually
too.
happening."
And you think, and you're like, there's no way they can blow this.
No, I didn't think you could blow a
No
30 to
way.
3 lead. I mean, all you have to do is get
No
like
way.
one stop.
No way.
I don't know how you blow it.
They won 31 to 30.
Yes, they did, and South Carolina showed exactly why they're not ranked and not playing well this year. I mean, if you can't hold a 30 to 3 lead, your offense did everything they needed to do in the first half. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's all defense. Like,
I mean,
you
when you're
did your
30 to
job.
3,
The offense didn't really need to score again. I mean,
Yeah.
they were up 30 to 3. All they needed to do was waste time. They didn't really do the best job of that, but the defense, all they had to do was get a stop. Like,
All you had to
that's
do.
all you had to do. Offense
All you had to do.
gave you a 27-point lead in the first half, and you just had to hold it, and they couldn't do it.
I mean, all you had to do was hold the ball, waste time. You were up how many touchdowns?
7. They were up 4 touchdowns exactly.
Yeah. Yep. So it was very disappointing to watch because I think I was working and I saw the halftime and I was like, oh my God, this is insane. This is going to be great for the Gamecocks. We're going to just get on top and it's really good because we suck. Unranked, I believe. Now we are for sure.
You weren't ranked beforehand. You were at a losing
Right.
record.
But it would have been great because A&M was number 3. So that would have been a huge upset, even bigger than Oklahoma and Alabama. But we couldn't even get another field. We didn't score anything. We couldn't even get a field goal, which would have won it for us.
Yep.
Couldn't even do it. But anyway,
Couldn't even do the bare minimum, honestly.
couldn't even do it. On the bright side, we're getting into basketball season, which is great because then I'm always proud to be a Gamecock fan. Happy to wear the garnet and black. However, now it's women's basketball season, which it'll be very interesting being that Chloe Kitts is injured. So the momentum is a little off, but I'm sure that being that she got injured a little bit earlier in the fall, they had some time to kind of like figure out her role as a sideline player. But anyway, so we'll see where the Gamecocks go. They're playing against Coastal this weekend. Oh gosh, it should be an easy win. It really should be.
It's going to be
and
like
then
100 to 50.
Oh, it better be. It really better be. But it's a great game. It's like Coastal, which is right around the corner from here, and then they're going to Columbia, which is great. And I am not going, but I'm going to the Clemson Carolina game, which is also at Carolina. That'll be really good because Clemson's not doing so hot this year either. So it might be an interesting game because it's two teams that are probably about even right now in their success. So, but yeah, that's my Gamecocks, and yeah.
You mentioned Bama. You mentioned South Carolina. Well, Penn State, their coach got fired, obviously, a couple weeks ago. Well, Franklin got hired by Virginia Tech.
I saw that.
Is interesting to me because he went from the Big Ten to the ACC, and that school at the Virginia Tech isn't going to give him nowhere near the amount of money that.
Well, also, is Virginia Tech, are they good in football?
They are okay. They haven't been good in recent years, but they have the potential. But they're not going to get the money that he's not going to get the money that he was getting when he was at Penn State, because Penn State was a top contender and in the Big Ten, which has a little bit more money for football. So
And he was fired because they weren't doing. Was it the?
he was fired because they couldn't win the big game.
Right.
So, and this year they lost twice back to back, and the school was just like, you can't win the big game, so we're kind of going to fire you. Sorry. But the only good thing that I think he has going for him, yes, he's not going to have enough money, in my opinion, but he is going to get players who want to play for him. It's not going to be about the money at this point because they're not going to have enough to pay the players. It's just going to be about guys who want to play for him. And it's a fresh start in the ACC, and he'll probably, in a couple years, he'll probably win the ACC. But
Honestly, I think that money isn't always the most important. When you're not wanted at Penn State, you get fired. You're not wanted. At least you're wanted at another school. You can work your way up to a success, but you lost the big game. So I think that money is not always the most important. Like you said, having players that want to play for you and coaches that want to coach alongside you and fans that want to see you succeed is more important.
yeah, no, I agree.
So honestly, it kind of reminds me of the Tennessee baseball coach that moved to the MLB. It was actually sort of a pay cut. So leaving, now that was his doing. He left on his own, but it's very similar. That money always isn't always the most important thing.
Yes.
It's kind of
But speaking
it's
of
the
money,
idea that the money will come.
speaking of money, Maryland announced that they are not firing Mike Loxley.
Really?
Because for multiple reasons. They said they weren't going to fire him because they didn't want to pay the buyout,
Okay.
which was a lot of money. They want to pay the buyout, and he has a good recruiting class coming in, and he just had a really good recruiting class, so they don't want to ruin what they have there already and what's coming in, and they think that if they spend more money instead of paying his buyout, if they spend that money on giving them more NIL money, then they can bring more players in out of the portal and that are freshmen to come in and get more guys
Interesting.
to be and play there. So I get it. Same time, I really don't get it, but it should be an interesting, I guess, last year or two of his contract because they won 3 straight bowl games, but they haven't really played up to their standards. Like Maryland's
Right.
used to be a really good football school, and they haven't been really good at all the last couple of years. So, I mean, they're on a 6-game losing streak right now. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
I did see their most recent game was really ugly. Who were they playing against? Was it?
They lost to Indiana 2 weeks ago by
That's what I saw.
45.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, that was ugly.
I think they started off like 7-0, and then I was like, oh, it won't be that bad, and it was awful. But I wasn't expecting them to win. I just wasn't expecting it to be that bad.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So definitely not the best, but
I mean, they were favored. I mean, Indiana was favored by like 35, I think. So I don't think anybody expected them to lose by that much. But
yeah,
the disparity in football this year in the NFL has been absolutely amazing. Because usually in the last, obviously, like 10 years, it's been the Chiefs, kind of the Ravens, the Bills, and on the NFC side, it's been a fluctuation of a couple teams, like the Lions, the Chargers, the Rams, have been pretty good recently. I don't know if I'm forgetting any. I mean, the Buccaneers are always usually around the playoffs. The Eagles, the Cowboys are usually around there. But all these teams have like had down-ish years, and nobody's really running away with it except for the New England Patriots and the Broncos, which were 2 teams nobody thought were going to come anywhere close to making the playoffs because they had young quarterbacks, young teams. So that's pretty interesting that both the Ravens and the Chiefs are out of the playoffs right now. And the Broncos and the Patriots are leading their divisions. That's something that nobody thought would come. So that's something interesting. And there was also 2 games that went into overtime and one that was close. And
yep. Mm-hmm.
that's abnormal. Usually games don't go into overtime that much. But I will say, no offense to Commanders or Dolphins fans, but that was a really bad game.
It was awful. It was definitely not a fun game to watch. I won't lie. I wasn't. Did you watch last night's game?
No, I did not.
Yeah, not a good game.
I mean, it was a blowout.
Yeah.
Vegas is not very good.
When you have a team that's 2-7, 2-7, 2-7.
I mean, I wasn't expecting that good of a game out of Dak Prescott, but he proved me wrong.
Yeah, which was good
So.
because it made it a little bit more interesting.
It did. It did.
Yeah.
But again,
The
it was
NFL,
still-
yeah, the disparity in the NFL, and I mean, Yeah, I mean, it makes it much more exciting to watch.
I completely agree.
You just, I see it in all football, which is kind of, I mean, in college, it makes sense because of the transfer portal. Because there's really a different team every year, so you really don't know who's going to win. You're like, oh well, Bama's been good, but you bring in 2 star players on the Oklahoma team, and all of a sudden, they're not as good. Just
Yeah,
from
but
one year
last
to
year
the other.
Oklahoma was 6-6, and this year
Yeah.
they're top 10 in the country. So it's
Right.
crazy
And
what 1 year can do.
if you look at their transfer, if you look at their transfers, I haven't, but if you do, I'm sure that you would find some sort of reasoning behind that. And,
Yeah.
it's something that drastic. Not just
Nope,
like,
I
oh, we
agree.
won, it's a fluke, like if South Carolina beat Texas A&M, I'm sorry, that would have been a fluke. Because it's not like they've been doing well the whole season. So,
No, I know they haven't. So,
yeah.
well, they have, but it's different.
Yeah. And then you also see schools like Clemson that doesn't want to ever use the transfer
Transfer portal.
portal.
Yeah, they don't, and
And
I think
so,
that's I like where he's coming from, and I respect it.
yes.
I really do respect it because
Yeah.
he is telling his guys that he's recruiting and promising roster spots
Right.
and money. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm not going to bring in anybody who's going to play over you
Right.
because that's just wrong and rude. I don't think you should bring in anybody in any sport, in any NCAA sport at any school, to bring in somebody to play over what you already have. You should
Right.
develop what you have and bring in guys to compete with those guys to make them better, but you
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't bring in anybody to play over them because that's just,
No.
then why do you even have them there? Just cut them at that point. Let
Right.
them go
Well, it's
somewhere else.
also,
Tell them
right.
that, and then you
Right.
can do it. Because like you see all these other schools that bring in other guys to play over the guys they already have, and then those guys leave and go in the portal. So it's like it's a revolving door. But with the way that the NCAA works, the football works, I don't think that Dabo Sweeney can compete with the other schools that he's trying to compete against because
Nope.
he doesn't have the he doesn't have the
Talent.
talent because he's just he has guys leave
Yeah.
to go play somewhere else, but
He just doesn't bring, right.
doesn't. He's not
Right.
bringing in enough guys. Is what I guess I'm
Which,
trying to say.
again, like you said, definitely respect
So.
it. Because if I was being recruited and I was promised to play, and then I maybe play 1 year as a freshman, right? Because you're trying to get used to college and used to coaching stuff and get stronger and bigger and faster and all the things. And then as soon as you're a sophomore, somebody else comes in and takes your spot when you were promised a roster spot. Like I think, and so there's a lot of negatives about the transfer portal, but I also think that the only way that Clemson can compete with other schools is random.
Yes.
It's like one year they might have a really good recruiting class, but not already developed talent that will come out of the transfer portal. So, speaking of Clemson, and I'm changing sports really quick, but speaking of Clemson, they did hire a new. They have a new coaching situation in their gymnastics. In their gymnastics, in their coaching staff. So. There was a coach who came in. Her name was Amy Smith, and she was fired in April 2025 after an internal review revealed that there was negative treatment of athletes, like really bad. Like if anyone knows anything about gymnastics, there's been a lot of legislature put in place and a lot of rules put in place to help with safe sport and making sure athletes are treated properly. She apparently was not treating athletes properly, so she was fired. The new coaching staff, they coached at Cal Berkeley for 13 seasons. And Cal Berkeley was pretty good. Totally different division, so it's kind of hard to really compete with other schools like Bama, Oklahoma, even in the gymnastics world. But they are husband and wife, which I love. And their names
It's
are
a
Justin
common
Howell.
thing. I don't know how
It
common it is,
is.
but it feels common in college gymnastics.
It does feel common, and I'm sure they met while coaching because that's what happened at Arkansas with Jordan Weaver and Chris something. Chris.
I know who he is. I'm drawing a blank.
Yes, Chris, him, her husband. But they met through working there and being in the Olympics together and all of those things. But these co-head coaches have already been coaching together for 13 years. So they're already established. They already know how to coach together. You have 2 head coaches, which is great. 1 male, 1 female. I think it's a really good dynamic. I'm really interested to see how it goes. There's not a whole lot of those. There's not a lot of co-head coaches. And they're coming in from a totally different division, coming in with clean eyes. But their contracts are for 5 years. So that'll be super exciting. And they went to the NCAA's 12 times in their 13 seasons. And they were national runner-up last year in 2024, or I guess 2 years ago. And they have a new assistant coach named Luke, by the way. Yes, he was from Ohio. And then there's another one that comes from Utah's Olympic, Utah Olympic Club. So that's what's exciting about Clemson. I'm excited. I enjoy that there's still some changes happening in the gymnastics world, not only in college, and after all of the things with Larry Nassar and all of the things that have happened with Safe Sport years ago, that it's still a topic of conversation, that no one's really kind of shut it out, that it's still happening, and moving into college, which you wouldn't expect would have as many issues, but they do. That's kind of actually where Larry Nassar started. So college and elite, which USA Gymnastics actually hired a new president and CEO effective January 1st. And his name is Kyle Albrecht, which is exciting because that could be just some new athlete development, some new rules. I'm interested because they've just had a lot of issues with their leadership. So, yep, that is the updates on those gymnastics interests, which is exciting.
No, I agree. I'm fine. I'm going to talk a little NHL.
Oh,
with,
perfect.
The people here.
A
So,
hockey moment.
I mean, nothing's like stood out so far. The season's still pretty young. I mean, if you think about it, like, I think Boston is leading their division, which doesn't surprise anybody. The Devils are leading their division, which I guess surprised some people. I mean, they have really young. I'm not surprised that the Devils are winning. They have very good young talent.
Yes,
But
including
yes, I was right. Jack Hughes is out, so that could hurt them for a little bit.
Yeah.
He hurt himself at a team dinner. I don't know how that
a
happened.
team
but
dinner.
Yeah, they said he hurt his finger at a team dinner. So
His finger at a team dinner. What was he? Thumb wrestling?
I have no idea, but that's what the
And
article
lost.
said.
That's wild.
then-
I can't believe they would publicly say that too.
I know. Just say, hey, he has a hand injury. You don't need
He
to
has
say
a hand injury.
where it happened.
At practice, who's gonna know?
Yeah, no.
That's so funny. But yeah,
but
they have
what
some
is-
really good top talent.
I guess
stars in
for
the league.
me, I think the most surprising, and I may be a hot take here, but the Maple Leafs being all the way down at the bottom of the Atlantic or the Eastern Conference is pretty surprising because Matthews is probably the best. Him and McDavid are the two probably best players in the NHL right now, and
Weren't
for
they
them to be
pretty
that
good last
low,
year?
they need to have. They went to. I think they made the playoffs last year. Not 100% sure on that.
They were close at least, if anything.
Yeah.
So that is surprising.
But the Avalanche are leading theirs. They're really good. And the Ducks, I did not think they would be leading, but they are. So, I mean, like the Knights are still in the playoffs. Like there's some good teams. The Oilers are probably going to get back up there. It's still early in the season. So, I mean, so far it's leading to be the same big teams who spend the most money and have the best players are going to win again.
Just like baseball.
So, yeah. And speaking of, if you want to go to baseball, Tony Vitello got signed to the Giants. Great signing, in my opinion.
Yes.
He knows what he's doing in college. He went from a horrible Tennessee team when he took the job to leading them to the best college baseball team in the country for like 4 years in a row.
At least,
They
yeah,
had
but 2
NCAA
wins, I
record.
think.
They set an NCAA record for most wins in the season. Like they won the national championship 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, something like that. because it was LSU last year and the year before. So I think it may have been 2 years or 3 years ago. But besides the point, I think it's a good signing. I think he's going to have a lot of pressure on him, though, from the front office and the fans, from coming from a winning program in college, but also him not ever coaching at that level before. He's never coached in the big leagues. He's never coached at that high of a level. So it will be interesting to see how he manages his lineups, how he manages a team, because in college they play 56 games and you really can't lose any of them. Where you go to the MLB and you play 162 and you can lose 70 of them and you're in the best team in baseball. So,
Well, what do you think his biggest issues and challenges are going to be? Because college is very different than the major leagues.
I don't know. I think his biggest issue is going to be he can't recruit who he wants to play. Like his
Yeah.
depth is different in college. Now, granted, in D1 college now they have roster limits, but it's still bigger than the MLB. Now he can recruit based on through his system. Like he can ask Buster Posey, who's the GM, and the president of baseball operations for the Giants. He can ask him to call up certain people, but I don't know if he's going to have that trust. Buster's going to have that trust in him yet, and give him that authority to say who he wants up and who he doesn't want up, because that's Buster's decision. But
Vitello has done so well in college.
he can recruit all over the country when he goes to college. He has more of a, I guess, say in who he plays. I mean, yes, there's a roster limit, but
I
they
don't
still
know.
can have
I
a JV
think
team.
my personal opinion is I'm really interested to see how he does. However, I would love for him to do well, but when you take, I mean, I get that he probably thinks that like when his college chapter's over. He's already done what he said he was going to do and what he wanted to do. But I feel like he is so much better in college. He doesn't have any MLB experience, none. So it's just going to be really interesting. He's going to have
I mean, but
a lot
everywhere
of.
he's been, he's done well. I mean, he started out as the assistant coach at the JUCO he played at, and then he went to Missouri, and then he went to Missouri where he also played, and then he went to TCU, and then he went to Arkansas, I think, maybe, as the assistant. He was the assistant in all these places, and then got the head job at Tennessee in 2018. And it took him a couple years to get the team to where he wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But that being said,
I don't doubt his ability for a second.
he's done it. He's worked his way up pretty quickly. Now, another thing could be said about there was rarely, like, all the coaches that got fired this year, I wouldn't really say too many of them got hired to be managers in another place. Like, it was an odd all season. Like, I like it when they do that because it's not quote unquote recycling trash. Like, if someone can't get it to
Right.
work at one place, why hire them in another place? So I did like that. They hired a lot of assistant coaches. They hired a lot of bench coaches. They hired a lot of guys who haven't had managerial experience at that level.
Yes. I also like that it wasn't that they hired from within, which is if I were an assistant coach and I worked my way up, like that would be so much more beneficial than being like, oh, well, as soon as someone goes on the market.
Yeah, well, I think two, maybe one or two hired from within. Everybody else just hired from like bench or assistant coaches from other teams.
Okay, do you think that one is a benefit over the other? Like, do you think
No,
one,
I just think they're giving
hiring from within, they know the team, they understand.
Yes, but if it
everything.
didn't work with them on the staff, why would you keep them?
Because
You know what I
everybody
mean?
blames the head coach.
Huh?
Everybody blames the head coach.
Yes, everybody blames the head coach, but you were in the system. I mean, and then you could also say the same point as like the Orioles, for example, the Orioles hired the Guardians bench coach, or no, not bench coach. He was one of their assistant coaches, I think. But besides the point, the Guardians did okay this year. They weren't the best, they weren't the worst, but they hired him as their head coach. He's never had any managerial experience. But then you go to like what was another team? Like the Nationals. or someone else hired the Nationals bench coach. The Nationals is one of the worst teams in baseball. So it's like some people are like, well, they hired a guy who doesn't have any managerial experience to give him the lead on this team, but he was under a guy who didn't know what he was doing, basically, because they suck so bad. So
Right.
it's like a push and pull. Like, do you hire somebody who was under a really bad head coach and give
Mm-hmm.
him full reign of what he wants to do because maybe he didn't have any say in that program, or do you hire within, like, and promote somebody from your assistant or your minors to your head coach and say, here, you have full reign, you've been in the system, you know what we want. So, I mean, like, you have both ways. So, I don't know.
It'll be interesting. I'm excited to see how it plays out and how Tennessee does. Like, I think both ends of the
Well,
spectrum,
they hired their assistant as their new head coach.
which is a smart move.
So, that was a good idea for them. I don't think the kids would have lost their minds if they hired a different person. So,
Oh my gosh, the transfer portal would have been flooded. Flooded.
I mean, we'll see what happens. But he's gonna have, he is going to have a lot of critics in the first 2 months of the season. If they don't play well in San Francisco, they're gonna have all the fans are gonna say it's a horrible decision. But again, there's no really way to say it was a good or bad decision. So,
Did San Francisco do well in the past couple seasons, though?
not in the past couple seasons. Before they won 3 World Series in 5 years from like 2015 to no, maybe earlier than that. It may have been like 2010 to something, but there was
Well, I mean, but then he doesn't have any sort of expectations. I mean, I think that there are
right.
some expectations. I feel like college fans, I don't know. I feel like if you're a fan of the MLB, you don't have high expectations for him. Only for two reasons. One, he's a college coach with no MLB experience, and so the people who don't think he's going to do well have a point. But he doesn't have any expectations because the Giants haven't been doing well, which is a
Yes,
benefit.
yes, I agree.
It's a good thing. 'Cause then he can go in with a clean slate, and maybe this will be his bread and butter. But even if he doesn't do well, some college will hire him because he has proved to be very successful in college. Um,
Yeah,
but
we'll
yeah,
see.
we will see.
I don't-
We have some friends who contribute some of these questions and this information to the podcast, and we are very thankful for them.
And talking
because-
points, yeah. So
Yes, and
I
talking
thank them
points. So
for helping us out a little bit.
yeah, shout out to
So.
them because they enjoy sports just as much as we do. And one day maybe we'll bring them on and have a whole little powwow of sports, and it'll be very exciting. So shout out to them. On to one of my favorite parts of the podcast is when I quiz Luke and see if he knows any of these answers.
I have no idea what this could even be on. So
What?
I said I have no idea what this could even be on.
No, it's just random questions that I found, and I'm gonna be interested. Okay, wait. I'm gonna start with something maybe easy. All different sports, so can't lose.
So, all right.
Which NBA team originally drafted Kobe Bryant?
Which NBA team originally drafted?
Okay, maybe these aren't easy. Don't you dare Google it.
I'm not googling it.
All right. East Coast.
Interesting.
East Coast.
I have no idea. I'm gonna go with
Just guess one.
Seattle SuperSonics.
That is not East Coast.
Oh, you said East Coast?
I did say.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. I just took a guess because the Supersonics were still in the league at the time.
East Coast.
All right.
You got it. I don't know anything about basketball, so
Boston Celtics.
no. The Charlotte Hornets, but close.
I was going to say the Charlotte Hornets. No.
But you didn't.
I literally was going to say that.
He's 0 for 1. What country invented hockey?
And I feel like this could be a trick question.
It's really not a trick question.
Canada.
Yes. Oh, good. He's 1 for 1. 1 and 1. How long is a marathon in miles?
It's 26.2 miles.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. Okay, that was really good.
You're welcome. I know my stuff.
I'm sure you know this one. Which MLB team has the most World Series titles?
New York Yankees.
Beautiful.
They have 27.
All right. What year did the modern Olympic Games begin?
The modern Olympic Games?
The modern Olympic Games. Start with the first two numbers and I'll tell you if you're correct.
19?
No.
18.
Yes, good job. Okay. Almost 19, though.
Okay, so 1894.
Close.
1892.
Wrong way.
6.
Yes! Oh my god, good job.
Close.
Guys, Lucas is smart. Who was the first woman to dunk in a WNBA game?
Alright, well, I could be wrong here. Is it Brittany Griner?
It's not. It was in 2002.
Oh, it was that far ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gosh.
The first woman. I don't know that you know this person, but I also didn't know that you knew how many miles were in a marathon, so I underestimate you.
That should be known by everybody, in my opinion.
It should, but you don't run, so.
In a marathon. I mean, not this. What? Do you know what college she went to?
I can look it up. Let me look it up.
All right, well, what's her first name?
Starts with an L. She went to USC, not my USC.
Yes.
The University of Southern California.
No, I don't know who it could be.
Lisa Leslie.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got that.
I am. Okay, which athlete is known as the Great One?
Wayne Gretzky.
Yay, good job. Last question. I really hope you know this, because I didn't. Maybe I did. I don't know. How many stitches are on an official...
I'm 3 for 5?
Are you?
2 for 4, something like that.
Hold on. Let me count. You got 2 wrong. You got 1, 2, 3 correct.
Okay, so I'm 3 for 5.
3.
Right.
3. No, 3. You're 3 for 6. This is the one. Yes, this is the one.
No, I can't be 3 for 6 if you haven't asked the 6th question yet.
I have asked 6 questions. We were in the Olympic Games.
Oh, okay, so I got 3 wrong.
Right. Sorry, 3 wrong.
All right. Well,
Yes.
I want to say above 500. Here we go.
Okay, so Luke is 3 for 6 right now. This is the question. You have to know this. And if you don't, I'm going to be very disappointed and you're going to be below 500 and I'm benching you. Okay. How many stitches are on an official MLB baseball? No! Guys, this is his last at bat.
It's 262.
No. Not even close.
I heard this the other day. And fun fact, I actually, when I get bored, I take baseballs apart. And
Do you really?
And find the little cores in the baseballs. And I have like 15 of them in my little cores.
You do
like
not. Guys, I had
little
no
like
idea.
rubber cores in my bag.
What do you do with them?
What do I do with them?
The little,
I
yeah.
just throw them around in the dugout.
Shut up.
It's 100.
Yes.
It's 162.
No.
164.
Not even close, dude.
Now, hold on. Are we counting individual stitches or are we counting V's? Because there's 2 different things here.
Hold on.
Because each stitch, technically, there should be, like... Yeah, there should be way over 100.
Okay, do you want... Okay, wait.
See?
Okay, let's start the question over. None of those answers count. How many... Do you want to do individual or double?
Do individual.
Okay, how many individual stitches are on an official MLB baseball?
I don't know. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. And I heard this.
Okay, well, your first guess was sort of close. It's
We were
not
talking
100.
about it at dinner the other day with the team, and I can't remember how many.
And they knew it?
No, we were just talking about like why there's
Did
that
someone
many.
Google it and she did? Gotta lock in.
It's 232.
Oh, no. Oh, I get so excited.
206.
No, oh my god, you were so close.
208.
No. The 6 part is important.
Oh, 260.
No! 2.
Oh, 216?
Yay!
I could have swore that was way, way more than that.
Cheater. It's 108 double stitches. So, hand stitched that you take apart. So now every time that you take one apart, you're going to realize that you're taking apart a lot of thread.
It is 216 stitches.
You thought I was lying to you?
I thought it was way more than that.
No, Luke
I
just
should
can't be
ashamed of
wrong.
myself. I should be ashamed.
You should. But it's
But that's
okay.
a question
I
that
didn't
not
know.
many people will know.
Not many people know, which is why it's a
Baseball.
fun
Maybe
fact.
play baseball.
You will redeem yourself next week.
I got some questions right that you didn't think I was going to get right, so I think
No, I was, well, that's because I have very little faith in your math.
You didn't know who the great one was.
How dare you?
Exactly
I didn't,
my point.
Actually. No, I didn't. Who won the 2008 Gymnastics Olympics?
Individual or team?
Individual.
Nastia.
Darn it! All right. I will come up with a better question to prove.
You gotta like, Sid. Come on. Who won bars that year?
Nastia Luka.
Okay. Who won beam?
Who won beam?
That's Sean Johnson. That's why I was going to say it.
All right. Well, we're both very smart in gymnastics, but anyway, you have a 43%, and so next week we're going to attempt to get a little bit higher than that.
All right.
I believe in you. Well, thank you all for joining. We had so much fun, and we hope you did too, and that you learned a little something, especially towards the end. We love talking about what's going on in the world, whether it's interesting, boring, or upsetting, like the Gamecocks. So, thank you all for joining, and we will see you next week when the Game Changers podcast returns.